as your Thank you for trusting us as your #1 informative television. Join me, Rida Chebet, every day as I bring you the latest news at Maisha Live at 1 and update at 6, right here at Maisha Television.
Wakati mafuta imeongeza hivi, wao wameongeza commission yao to 28.1%.
I have a visual disability,
Yes,
which has been with me for a long time.
No, I'm asking the second part.
Suala la utovu wa nidhamu limezua hisia mseto nchini.
Caning is not bad for the students. Juu hata sisi wazazi wetu walikuwa natuadhibu tukiwa wadogo when we were growing up.
We are now more organized than ever before.
Indeed, this is the fastest growing television in Kenya.
At Maisha Television, we are impartial and independent.
The presidential election of the 26th October is hereby upheld.
Every day, we create distinctive professional programs, content which inform, educate, and entertain.
If the money has been approved, then it should be disbursed on time.
We go an extra mile to let you know of all that is happening around.
Wawe smart, wawe wasafi.
We make it easier for you to access information, a right provided by the Constitution. This is where your opinion counts.
so much for tuning in to Maisha Prime. My name is Bushabi Jr. standing in for Reader Chebet today. Hope you had a wonderful day, and this is what we have planned for you.
Our parent ministry, thank you, Your Excellency. And the fourth copy will go to the
tuone imani na amani ambayo imetolewa kwa sababu ya kujitolea kwake na hao wengine wote.
Welcome. President Uhuru Kenyatta presided over the award of charter and official opening of the university's Kenyan campus at the Aga Khan University in Parklands, Nairobi today. Over the years, Aga Khan University has graduated nearly 4,000 professionals serving the country and East Africa at large. Let's have a look.
Friday 11th June will be remembered as a significant day in the history of Aga Khan University, as the university was granted an official charter in Kenya, laying out the institution's functions, powers, obligations and governance.
The part where you sign the charter for the Aga Khan University, Kenya. Your Excellency, you will sign the first copy.
On this same day, the Aga Khan University also celebrates the official opening of the University Center, its new main campus in Kenya, located across the street from the Aga Khan University Hospital and Dahana Jamathana in Parklands, Nairobi. The building will be home to Aga Khan University's Graduate School of Media and Communications, Medical College, School of Nursing and Midwifery, Institute for Human Development and Brain and Mind Institute. The new center features 23 floors above and below ground and was designed by the internationally renowned architecture firm Payet, which has also designed university buildings for Harvard, MIT, Princeton and Columbia. It has been constructed to feature a variety of spaces to enhance the working and learning experience for faculty, staff and students. President Uhuru Kenyatta presided over the award of charter and official opening of the university's Kenya campus at the Aga Khan University in Parklands, Nairobi today. Over the years, Aga Khan University, Kenya has graduated nearly 4,000 professionals serving the country and East Africa's doctors, journalists, educators and nurses. In the coming years, the new charter and university center will make a valuable contribution towards achieving this mission.
Your Excellency, you sign the second copy, which goes to the Commission for University Education.
Maisha TV.
Nakuru County has registered a surge in rape and defilement cases since the onset of COVID-19 pandemic. Parents have been warned against solving those cases at home instead of reporting them to the police for legal action. Nakuru Women Representative Lisa Chelule also attributed the increase in teenage pregnancies to the girls being gullible and easily lured with gifts into the act. Sources reveal that some of the parents were silenced with petty cash, livestock or food to drop the cases, an act which she said is punishable by law.
Mambo ya wale watu wanacheza na watoto ambaye wako chini ya miaka 7. Hata kama mtoto atakuwa above 17 years ama 18 years na bado wako shule, wewe ukiwa mwanaume wacha kucheza na mtoto ambaye ako shule. Kuna sheria katika nchi yetu, katika katiba yetu kuna sheria kali sana. Ukipatikana umenajisi msichana ama mtoto mdogo infant, unaenda 40 years ndani. Unaenda 40 years. Kuna sheria. Ikifuata sheria, ile kitu tu ninataka kuomba wazazi ni kwamba wasikue compromise. Hivyo nataka kusema wasichana, waacheni hiyo mambo. Nyinyi ndio mnaleta shida. I think you are the problem. Nyinyi mko na shida. Sijui mna haja na soda ya nini, mna haja na mandazi ya nini, mna haja ya nini. Hii mambo ya kununuliwa na mandazi, kununuliwa na masoda, wachaneni naye. Be serious with your education. Tukiona mambo kama hii inaendelea katika village yetu, tuingilie. Wewe kama umejifunza mambo ya counseling, hebu chukua nafasi na ucancel watu. Unapojitokesha kama mzazi na kukubali kupatiwa kuhongwa, kupatiwa ng'ombe ama kupatiwa wimbi sababu ya msichana wako, ujue hata wewe kuna sheria ikifuatwa na ijulikane wewe umekuwa compromise, unawekwa ndani na mnafungwa na yule alinajisi mtoto wako.
Now, a section of Pokot leaders has called on the church to be at the forefront in peace building through education in the insecurity-prone areas. Led by West Pokot Governor John Lonyangapuo, the leaders lauded the church for building schools and spearheading peace talks among different communities in the region.
Nimekuwa kutuombea kila mtu mwenye mkopo wa uongozi. Tuone imani na amani ambayo imetolewa West Pokot kwa sababu ya kujitolea kwake na hao wengine wote.
And the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission EACC has identified diversion of fuel and adulteration of its products as the major challenges currently facing the oil sector in the country. According to EACC, this has been compounded by conflict of interest in allocation of oil to markets and manipulation of data by some players in the lucrative sector.
And so when we go to Kenya Pipeline Company, we now look at areas where they can be prone to corruption. One of them is adulteration, of course conflicts of interest, tendering, procurement. Has taken this as a very important exercise to sensitize the top management of the Kenya Pipeline Company so that they continue to do their work properly and continue contributing to the development of Kenya.
Apart from just this session, maybe we organize a walk around that for these general managers to work, they need to be sharpened.
Now the government has withdrawn controversial Livestock Bill 2021, which proposed, among others, stringent measures on beekeepers. The bill was introduced for its reading on Tuesday afternoon but was removed from the agenda of the day after Speaker Justin Turi said it was to allow further consultations. National Assembly Majority Leader says they took the move after the request from the executive.
The Livestock Bill, which we published and which I have since withdrawn from being read the first time, which temporarily suspends it from being processed within Parliament until we have more consultations within the government, because the issues you are raising are also some of the issues people have raised from elsewhere, and we just need to see what was the thinking in government in terms of bringing these issues and what amendments will be required to make the bill workable, because the bill is good. It doesn't just cover bees, it covers other livestock, but it does appear that
Now the Nyeri branch of the Kikuyu Council of Elders has warned leaders who intend to conduct a ceremony at the Mount Kenya Shrine in Narumoru, Nyeri County, to keep off politics from the holy sites. The leaders have pointed an accusing finger at local leaders for remaining silent as the politicians invade the holy shrines for political reasons, a matter they say could lead to the division amongst members of the gamer community.
Nyeri hatutaki vita. Kama unataka kuja Mount Kenya Shrine, wale wanapaga hivyo, wakuje na ile njia inatakikana na waulize kama wana hiyo ruhusa ya kwenda huko.
This is a warning of Kikuyu leaders from the Nyeri County ahead of planned coronation exercise for the National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi on Mount Kenya Shrine in a ceremony similar to that of Murang'a in respective county. Mr. Njoroge Maingi have claimed those in charge of the process have continued defiling rules of the shrines, saying it may lead to division of the gamer community.
Ile ceremony ilifanywa huko, ilifanywa pahali pasipo ruhusiwa kufanyiwa. Mzee Kenyatta hajaingia huko, Mzee Kibaki hajaingia huko, Uhuru ni president hajaingia huko. Sasa huyo mwingine mkubwa kuliko wao akuja ingie Shiraini ni nani?
Msipeleke tafadhali siasa, na mimi nawaonya, hatutaenda huko na askari, lakini hawa wazee mkipeleka siasa huko, maombi yao yatafika kwa Mungu, na maombi ya hawa wazee sio mchezo, indafika kwa Mungu.
Sisi tuna concern sababu hatutaki vita. Hiyo mambo ilikuwa Murang'a, ikikuja Nyeri, itatoka Nyeri, itaenda na Nyuki, itatoka na Nyuki, mwishowe hii sisi Gema community tutakawanyika kama kitu ingine, tutaanza kupigana.
They have called for the President Uhuru Kenyatta, who is the custodian of the shrine, to take charge of the ongoing confusion and follow the right procedure of installing a Kikuyu spokesperson.
Mwenye anataka kuona wazee na kuongea mambo ya uongozi akuja wapi? Hiyo msitu wachane na Mudhamaki Wito Uhuru, na kuomba tafadhali take charge. Wewe ndio ulipatiana hiyo shrine ya Mount Kenya, inakuwaga chini yako. Mimi nakuwaga naifanyia chini yako. Wewe kama president, you are in charge of that shrine. Kwa kimila yetu, our current leader ni Uhuru, inakuwaga under him. Kukikuja mwingine atakuwa under him. Mimi ni just the guardian. Na kama hujanieleza unaenda huko, hiyo hata ni madharau.
Muturi anakuja, anataka kuja Mount Kenya. Pahali pale tena ndani ya Wakikuyu tunaombea. Tunaenda kila mwaka siku moja kuombea nchi yetu. Sasa kusikia naenda huko. Jamani, sasa hii tunashindwa. Ni nani huyu mkubwa kuliko Uhuru Kenyatta anakutuma?
2 weeks ago, National Speaker Justin Muturi, through a ceremony in Mukura wa Nyagatanga, was installed as Kikuyu spokesperson. However, the installation has continued to cause stir among Gema community. Philip Simiyu, Maisha TV.
And now national government agencies and county governments have just under 3 weeks to clear their pending bills or risk not receiving their disbursements for the next financial year. In his budget speech yesterday, National Treasury CS Ukur Yatani asked the parliament to support the ministry's proposal to suspend disbursement to the governments that fail to meet these expectations.
Every day, thousands of suppliers and contractors deliver goods and services worth billions of shillings to national and county governments. Some agencies pay in good time, but in some cases, the money just never comes. In fact, going by available data, the amount of money owed to suppliers and contractors by different levels of government by January this year had accumulated to over 346 billion shillings. This may sound as a huge figure whose magnitude and impact are not easily or immediately comprehensible by the common man, but for the suppliers, this is how their plates are not empty, their livelihoods, the source of their rent, their children's school fees, and their savings.
In this regard, I direct government ministries, departments and agencies and the county governments to clear all their pending bills by 30th June 2021. I urge the House to support our efforts towards enforcing compliance in payment of all verified pending bills by the county governments by backing our proposal under Article 225 of the Constitution of Kenya to temporarily stop transfers to county governments that persistently fail to comply with the directive to clear pending bills.
This announcement, at least on the face of it, brings some sense of hope into the already frustrated business persons and their dependents. But it is not that direct. President Uhuru Kenyatta issued a similar order 2 years ago, and it's yet to be fully complied with. Even if the government agencies and county governments were to attempt to comply, the process of making it happen will likely take more than the 19 days left to beat Yetani's deadline. The very same treasury that is issuing this order has been accused of being the reason why the suppliers at the counties all cannot see their hope in sight. The Council of Governors says as at 26th of May 2021, the treasury had not made disbursement of up to 105 billion shillings to the devolved units.
This delay has continued to delay our response measures to the pandemic, payment of pending bills, and service delivery to the Kenyans in all the 47 counties. As a matter of urgency, we now call upon the National Treasury to immediately release these funds to the counties.
The Commission of Revenue Allocations has in the past blamed the pending bills the backhaul of unrealistic revenue expectations by the counties.
They were just putting revenue projections to
show that they have a balanced budget. It's like you realize I need to spend 5 billion. From the equitable share I'll get 4. I put a revenue of 1 billion to show that I have a balanced budget. What happens if then you see we have pending bills? Because they had a big budget that was not financed.
In the next financial year, the 47 county governments have been allocated a total of 370 billion shillings from the national government in terms of shareable revenue. Reporting for Maisha TV, I'm Amoga Shane.
Now, the late Kenyan rugby legend Benjamin Ayimba, who died of cerebral malaria on May 21st this year, aged 44, has been laid to rest today in Uranga, Siaya County. He has been described as a revolutionary. That was the dominant word that has been on the lips of those who have laid their attributes to the once king of the rugby field.
When you hear first in an international stadium, those drums, the weight of the country lands on your shoulders. 50 million people sat on your shoulders, and you have to redeem that country.
The highlight of Benjamin's career was being a Kenyan coach who brought the first World Rugby Sevens title to Kenya. Winning the Singapore Sevens in 2016 was something that the population or the people of Kenya celebrated. And this is due to the hard work and the achievements of Benjamin Ayimba.
There can only be one champion, and it is Kenya!
It is quite unfortunate that he has passed away, but he has left a great legacy. He has left something that we can really touch on, tangible, something tangible.
My first real, I can say real encounter na Benjamin ilikuwa hapa the rugby football grounds. I was playing a club game. I think we were playing against Harlequins. I had gone for that conversion. Kimbuka kicking that conversion from the corner, I managed to kick na nikaingiza. Somebody kwa stands akasema, "Young Tuck, endelea kucheza hivyo, endelea kukick kama hizo, very soon utajoin Kenya Sevens." Kuangalia ndo nikaona ule ni Benja yule coach wa Sevens. That is the moment I got called up kwa Kenya Sevens. As an individual, most of the milestones nimekuwa nazo kwa hii game, something funny Benja amekuwa involved kwa zote. My first ever top try scorer in the series back in 2009, he was the coach. Alinipatia chance winning a tournament as a team. He was the coach pia, alikuwa hapo ndani. Understanding player. Unajua ile tu anajua mother yako, anajua brother yako, anajua mali unatoka, and understand tu life yako, where you're from. I think that is one of his key strengths. He really understands players.
He sort of changed the way Kenya Sevens was looked at. A very, very sort of energetic character off the pitch. A guy who sort of instilled a lot of confidence in his players. He was one coach who gets his players playing for him. They make them believe that they can do the unaccountable, and it's a lot of sort of lessons I pick from him as a coach. So definitely Benjamin Ayimba, a great man on and off the pitch. Our friendship sort of ages like good wine, and I can't say much better words that can sort of fit this hero.
It's okay to cry, but be strong. It's okay to be weak, but in that weakness, be strong enough so that whatever hits you, you can still come up and fight.
Now, former Kibwezi MP Kalembe Ndile has been laid to rest at his rural home, Mbuinzao in Makueni County. ODM leader Raila Odinga, among other leaders, attended the farewell ceremony. Ndile, 57, died on Sunday, May 30th at Nairobi Hospital after a long illness. His nephew Nzioki Kimulu confirmed that he died from complications arising from pancreatic cancer at the Nairobi Hospital. The late lawmaker has been eulogized by local leaders including President Uhuru Kenyatta, his deputy William Ruto, and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga as a charismatic leader who had the interest of his people and the country at large at his heart.
The body of the former Kibwezi Member of Parliament, Kalembe Ndile, arrived at Yeya ya Maimu, Makueni County today for burial.
Honorable Richard Kalembe Nguluku Ndile
was born on 16 April 1964 in Kilembe Hospital in Kasese, Western Uganda.
Let's pray and pray for the soul of our brother Kalembe to rest in peace. May the soul of the faithful departed mass of God rest in peace. May the soul of Richard Kalembe rest in eternal peace.
ODM leader Raila Odinga, Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka, Machakos Governor Alfred Mutua, Makueni Deputy Governor Adelina Mwau, Women Representative Rose Museo, Kibwezi West Member of Parliament Patrick Musimba, and Kibwezi East Member of Parliament Jessica Mbalu were among politicians who attended the burial.
Where there is no vision, my people perish.
Ndile died at Nairobi Hospital on May 30th after struggling with cancer. Ndile was born in Western Uganda in 1964, from where he got the Kalembe nickname. He said his famous name Kalembe was a nickname picked from the Kalembe mines.
Honorable Richard Kalembe Nguluku Ndile was born on 16 April 1964 in Kilembe Hospital in Kasese, Western Uganda.
Kalembe enjoyed good health till May this year when he started feeling unwell. On 26th May 2021, he suddenly developed hiccups and stomach aches. He was rushed to the Aga Khan University Hospital and later transferred to the Nairobi Hospital the same day. In the morning of Sunday 30th May 2021, he succumbed due to liver complications. His body was taken to Lee Funeral Home. May God rest his soul in eternal peace. Amen.
Having been brought up under such dire conditions, Kalembe cultivated a burning desire to fight for the rights of the fellow squatters, who incidentally are the majority in Kibwezi constituency.
Honorable Kalembe Ndile, before joining politics, was a human rights crusader and an activist who stood by the plights of landless Kenyans.
The ex-MP for his humor and conical remarks that left people in stitches. The ex-member of parliament will be remembered for his humor and conical remarks that left people in stitches. The ex-legislator's theatrics had positioned him as an influential politician, earning him a slot in retired President Kibaki's cabinet as an assistant minister.
You can pause that button until 2022.
Kalembe was handed the Ministry of Wildlife as an assistant minister during the reign of the NARC government, giving him an opportunity to tour the country as a senior government official. Reporting for Maisha TV, I'm Amoga Shane.
Now, learning institutions, the Nairobi Metropolitan Service, NMS, and Kenya Electricity Transmission Company are among the major losers in the latest changes contained in mini budget that was tabled on Wednesday in the National Assembly by the National Treasury CS Ukur Yatani.
CS Ukur Yatani presented the most ambitious budget in Kenya of 3.6 trillion shillings to the parliament. The CS announced tougher tax compliance measures and reviews of laws to raise cash to partly fund the budget.
And approval. Further, Mr. Speaker, the government through a multi-agency task force has reviewed existing revenue management systems with a view to deploying one integrated county revenue management system for use by all the 47 county governments. The task force has completed its work and made appropriate recommendations for consideration by the two levels of government. Mr. Speaker, in order to provide basic services to the previously marginalized areas, as envisioned under the Constitution of Kenya, the concerned county governments have been allocated Kenyan shillings 6.8 billion under the Equalization Fund in the financial year 2021-22.
Kenyans will be asking, what is the need for investing in new projects while we have not honored what we had planned for in previous budgets? So in terms of form and substance, well, we would give it a C.
In the midst of a pandemic, we could not expect the government to add taxes, especially on common commodities, na kuongeza mzigo kwa Wakenya.
The 2021-2022 financial year's budget is expected to cement the legacy of President Uhuru Kenyatta's 10 years in office in a tough economic setting clouded with depressed corporate and household earnings amid uncertainties arising from the COVID-19 pandemic. Among the highlights include the government setting up aside 14.3 billion shillings for the purchase of COVID-19 vaccines, the Treasury giving ministries and state agencies up to June 30th, 2021 to pay all the verified pending bills to ease the cash crunch on small businesses.
Medicines affordable for Kenyans and step up the fight against COVID-19 pandemic. I propose to introduce VAT exemption on medicament used in our health facilities, including decongestants and food supplements. Further, I propose to provide VAT exemptions to diagnostic and laboratory reagents, artificial respirators, including therapeutic respiration apparatus, breathing appliances, gas masks, as well as medical equipment and technologies used in the provision of medical care services. It is my hope that the suppliers of this medicament and medical equipment will reciprocate by making their prices affordable. Mr. Speaker, in order to promote local manufacturing of pharmaceutical products, I also propose to introduce VAT exemption on inputs used in the manufacture of medical ventilators and breathing appliances. This will enhance access to these products that are essential in management of the COVID-19 complications.
The CS also announced that procurement of ICT services will be decentralized from 1st July 2021 and state departments will procure their own equipment. He added that the Kenya Mortgage Refinance Company will issue an infrastructural bond to provide more cash for the cheap loans extended to Kenyans for the purchase of their homes. The government has also allocated an additional 2 billion shillings for the credit guarantee scheme. This will be on top of the 10 billion shillings that was allocated in the year 2020-2021. Furthermore, a national informal pension scheme targeting the Jua Kali sector will be set up and rolled out in July 2022. In the budget, the spending priorities include economic stimulus program, which includes Kazi Mtaani at 23 billion shillings, Big Four agenda including health, food security, affordable housing and manufacturing at 142.1 billion shillings. SMEs to ease cash crunch will be given 1.9 billion shillings. Dongo Kundu Special Economic Zone as well as Kenani and Athi River Industrial Parks at 8.3 billion shillings. Nairobi Metropolitan Service at 27.2 billion shillings. Agriculture and Food Security at 1.97 billion shillings. Recruitment of healthcare interns 1.2 billion shillings. Kenya Wildlife Services to engage scouts allocated 1 billion shillings. Construction of SGR Phase 2, that is Nairobi to Naivasha, 27.2 billion shillings. LAPSET project at 7.5 billion shillings. Free primary education at 12 billion shillings, competency-based curriculum allocated 1 billion shillings, hiring of teachers 2.5 billion shillings, teacher service commission at 281.7 billion shillings, examinations has been allocated 4 billion shillings to cater for the examination waiver for the KCSE and KCPE candidates, and finished iron, steel and products to be imported at 25% excise duty to protect local manufacturers from cheap imports. Boost in manufacture of diaper with duty-free input for a further 1 year has also been allocated.
Baby diapers are essential products and there is need to supply them at affordable prices. In this regard, last year we allowed manufacturers to access inputs for manufacture of baby diapers duty-free under duty remission scheme. This was meant to support Kenya's capacity to manufacture these products locally and create jobs. I am happy to note that many companies have responded to these incentives by increasing production. In order to nurture the growth of this industry and to continue sustaining the smiles of our babies, we have agreed to extend the duty-free importation of inputs for manufacture of baby diapers for a further 1 year.
Leather and footwear products imports will also be done at 25% excise duty.
To this effect, and in order to enhance incomes of our farmers, the East African Community Partner States have agreed to retain the import duty on imported products for manufacture of leather and footwear products at 25% and introduce a further specific duty rate to guard against undervaluation. Mr. Speaker, our micro, small and medium enterprises that operate in the Jokali sector have continued to thrive, creating jobs and incomes to millions of families.
Maisha TV.
And the National Council of Churches of Kenya Central Region Branch wants the much-touted calls for a referendum to change the constitution be shelved until after the 2022 general election is held. The clergy, which has opposed the extension of the election date, maintains that it is not feasible to hold both the referendum and the general election within a period of 1 year.
For this reason, this regional conference calls upon the promoters of the BBI to postpone the process until after the 2022 general elections. It is not feasible our nation to hold a referendum and a general election within 1 year. Priority should be given to the 2022 general elections. Nonetheless, we urge Kenyans to consider instituting a parliamentary process to effect essential reforms to promote cohesion and peaceful coexistence in our nation.
And folks, that's what we had for today. My name is Bushabi Jr. You've been watching Maisha Prime. Enjoy the rest of your video.
Trusting us as your #1 informative television. Join me, Rida Chebet, every day as I bring you the latest news at Maisha Live at 1 and update at 6, right here at Maisha Television.
Wakati mafuta imeongeza hivi, wao wameongeza commission yao to 28.1%.
I have a visual disability, yes, which has been with me for a long time. No, I'm asking the second part.
Suala la utovu wa nidhamu limezua hisia mseto nchini.
Caning is not bad for the students. Juu hata sisi wazazi wetu walikuwa wanatuadhibu tukiwa wadogo when we were growing up.
We are now more organized than ever before.
Indeed, this is the fastest growing television in Kenya.
At Maisha Television, we are impartial.